Hello to you. This is John Gerritsen here, and I'm going to explain a very brief basic concept in flamenco guitar playing, that is using the Phrygian mode. Some flamenco uses major scales, certain rhythms, when we'll go through them in time, but the basic flamenco sound is coming from a scale called the Phrygian mode, which is actually the third note of the major scale played. So if I take a C major scale and I go C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now I start from the third note of the C major scale, I get an E note. So I get E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. So the notes in the E Phrygian mode are notes that are in the C major scale. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. Now if you play this with an E chord, you will hear the flamenco sound. So you get that typical flamenco sound coming from a Phrygian mode. How does this relate to the key of E major? Because we are having in E major a set of chords that revolve around the E chord. E major has E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. Now if we flatten four notes from the E major scale, we have a flattened scale which is called the Phrygian mode. So that's a minor scale. Any scale that's flattening the third note is a minor scale. So E Phrygian mode is E, flattened second F, flattened third G, fourth note A, fifth note B, flattened sixth C, flattened seventh D, and E the octave. So E Phrygian, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. You also get a sequence of chords that do not belong to the chords that function in the E major scale. Main chords in the E major scale would be E, A, and B, and you have minor chords F sharp minor, G sharp minor, and A, D sharp diminished. But those chords are not all used at all in the Phrygian mode. So E Phrygian actually uses the main chords that belong to the C major, except for the E chord. So if you play the chords out of the C major scale and you change the third chord, which would be E minor, because in C major we have C, D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor, B diminished, and C. Now if we change just the third chord, E minor, to an E major chord, and basically play all the other chords of the C scale, we have the correct chords for the E Phrygian mode. So if you listen to this E, type of F, that's F major 7 flat 5. Okay, G, F, again we have G, A minor, B diminished. So all the chords in C major will work in E Phrygian, the B diminished not being used that much. So in E Phrygian, E, F, G, A minor, B diminished, C major, D minor, and E. Listen to the sequence, E major and D minor. It's in the Phrygian mode of E. So you can get an interesting Spanish sound by simply playing the C major scale with the E and the F chord and the G and the A minor chord. So the Phrygian sequence that works with the E major, E Phrygian scale, this is not an E major scale, it's an E Phrygian scale, are the chords that are in C major. And the main ones would be A minor, G, F, and E. And perhaps F major 7th. Nice chord, D minor, also nice, but E and F is a chord that's used a lot in Spanish type sequences. So you have F chord, back to the E chord. Now, that's a full bar chord F. It's not always used. Often we're just sliding the E chord shape up a fret. Now, bearing that in mind, a lot of sequences and arpeggio runs in a song that is in E Phrygian will simply be arpeggio runs of these chords. For instance, if I go A minor, G, F, and E, I've got a chord sequence. Now I'm going to play some of the notes in those chords. Here's A minor arpeggio. Coming down to an E arpeggio again. Again. And that gives you a Spanish sound that's used in rhythms like Soleares, for instance. I hope you found this useful, and keep practicing till we see you again. Bye-bye.